Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today it's a very special day. Today we are celebrating 700 interviews on the show so far. Thank you so much for all of you who has been watching the show, supporting the show, and also participate on the show. Thank you very much for helping me to achieve this beautiful dream called William and the Magic Box. And today, to celebrate this special occasion, we are going to have a special guest. His name is Yorgo. He's from Belgium, but he lives in London. He's an actor and also a filmmaker. So, let's see what Yorgo has to say. I hope you enjoyed the interview. And again, thank you so much for helping me to achieve so far 700 interviews on the show so far. Thank you very much.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you doing today?
Good. I'm feeling much better. You know what happened?
What
So
happened?
the headache where this came from is I got stung by a spider. But you know where? Okay, I don't have a shame. At the top of my bum. Okay. So I was like feeling, I didn't realize, of course, yes, I was feeling it, but didn't make the connection. But then a friend, I told her, I was like, oh my God, I got stung by a spider at the top of my bottom. And then she was like, I have this headache, I feel weak. And she was like, okay, I think it's because of the spider. Because she told me she had the symptoms like that she felt weak and had this migraine. And I was like, fucking hell, this little spider, she's literally making me weaker. Wow.
You know, the spiders, these little ones, they are the most dangerous ones. Did you know that?
Yeah, you see, like sometimes small insects do the worst. You know, this is crazy.
And how long did it take for you to recover completely?
2 days I was feeling weak, and then the third day I was like feeling a bit better, and then yesterday I was like, yes, I'm not already from Monday. Yeah, Monday I was really like, okay, cool.
Amazing. I'm glad to know.
Yeah.
Yorgo, am I saying your name right? Yorgo?
Yes, exactly. It's perfect.
Yorgo, so tell me, where are you from?
So I was born in Belgium, but I am half Greek, half Italian. So my mother tongue is French because people get me like, so which language do you speak? So my mother tongue is French, and I live in London since 8 years.
8 years, wow. And where in Belgium you were born?
Do you know the city called Charleroi? So it's the south of France, and there is the airport Ryanair. So some people know this city because of the airport. So
I see. So it's close to the border between Belgium and France.
yeah, the north of France, exactly. Yes.
I see. And why London?
So I am an actor, and now since 2 years a filmmaker. And so I came for that reason. I came for an artistic reason, and I wanted to have an international career. I felt deep inside of me that I want to come to London. I mean, my goal was to go to Hollywood, but it was a bit more challenging and far away. But I'm glad that I'm here now because with what's happening in America, I feel much safer here. And especially here is London is really a hub for a lot of movies. A lot of Americans productions are actually coming more and more in London.
Yeah.
So I am at the right place to be here. And yeah, since 2 years during the pandemic, I've realized that I wanted to be a filmmaker, director, and create my own project. And you know, I took a lot of classes, you know, online, and then self-confidence and self-talk to be like, I can do it, you know, let me do it because I don't want to have any regrets in my life. And now I became a filmmaker, and I did my first short film called Trigger, and it's doing well in festivals in London and now internationally.
Wow, amazing. So through the game, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your career, about your new production now. And before we start the journey, so tell me a little bit about your career, how the acting started, how everything started.
So I started acting when I was 13 years old in Belgium, and I did theater. And in UK they have drama school, so it's like literally a full-time course. But in Belgium and in France we have an institution called conservatoire, where you can do during the day or you can do during the evening. So I was doing 3 classes during the week, in the evenings, and so I did a lot of theater shows and stuff. But then I realized when I moved in London, I actually prefer screen acting. And I took classes, I got my first agent, but I had a break for 3 years. And then I came back to acting because I was missing it. I came to London for that reason. I got a bit, let's say, lost in my life and purpose. But I came back to my purpose after a few years. And I think 2 years before the pandemic, I came back to acting. And then now it's filmmaking too. So I am multitask.
Amazing. You're living a dream now. Amazing, amazing.
Yes, I'm taking actions to make my dreams become real, and they're real. They're goals. They are actually achievable goals. They are not only dreams that stay there. They are real.
Amazing, very good. And when you mentioned that you are half Italian and half Greek,
Yeah.
Tell me, your parents, your mom is Italian or Greek?
Yes, exactly. So my mom, she's Italian. My dad is Greek. So they were both already in Belgium. So that's my grandparents who came from Italy and from Greece, because at that time, Belgium were looking for people to work more. So they asked Italian, Greek, Spanish, and Moroccans to come to Belgium to work, especially in the mines. So my granddad from the Greek side was working in mines and stuff. And then my parents were then, and then I was born.
Amazing, very good. Yorgo, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories of life?
Wait, I want to know a bit about you. So tell me about you. It's like, why are you doing those interviews, and why you've seen my Instagram and you decided to do this interview with me.
Right. I will tell a little bit more about the show now, and in the end you can ask me a question. Okay.
Okay, cool.
So the show started in 2020 when the world was literally upside down, and of course a lot of people, you know what I mean, they found a lot of creativity at the time. It's still people, they, you know what I mean, they found so many things that they were hidden somewhere, and they kind of, the creativity just flourish, you know what I mean? And saying that, I always wanted to do something where I could connect with people, where I could be myself, where people could express themselves as well. And one day I went for a run in the park, and this idea came along, literally like that.
Yeah, it's always like this.
It's always like that, yes. But saying that, this interaction that I'm doing the show, asking questions, all my life I've been doing that. I remember looking back when I was younger, teenager, I remember like meeting friends, going for picnic or barbecue. I remember always, I was like, oh, so tell me, who is your favorite teacher? What's your favorite color? So I realized that, actually, I just realized that when I started doing the show, The Magic Box, and people started asking me, where come from this idea? And I started thinking about it, my God, where come from this idea? And actually, it's been me. It's myself. I've always been doing that, and made me go through a lot of memories in life. And I remember one day I was on holidays in Brazil with my best friend, and we met a group of French people there, like a group of French, and we went for dinner, we went for drinks all together. And I started like this interaction. And some of them came up to me and said, William, you know what? I just met you today. But actually, I feel like I could tell you any secret, because the way you talk, the way you express yourself, the way you interact, I feel like I trust you. I feel like I could answer you anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, that was so nice to hear that from strangers that I just met. But at the time, I wasn't doing the Magic Box yet. So just now, when I started doing the show, that I realized those experiences in life. That the Magic Box, it's about you express yourself, being yourself, and connect with people around the globe. So that's the whole idea of Magic Box.
This is wonderful. This is your power. We all have powers. Your power is this one.
And why I chose you, because I knew you're from Belgium. I'm joking. Joking.
Ow! I mean, maybe it's on Instagram. Yeah.
No, 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 I'm joking. I'm joking. Actually, when I was checking a little bit your Instagram, I thought maybe it could be maybe Spanish. Some I could see some Latin
Oh,
there.
yes.
I could
I'm a
see.
chameleon.
So yes, shall we start the game?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, Yorgo, before we start the game, through the journey, if there is a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, I always can change, okay?
Okay. It's
Very
fine.
good. First question for you is, what is the most dramatic argument you ever had?
The most dramatic argument. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. I remember. That was with my dad. I was a teenager. I was a very, how to say that? I had a lot of emotions going on as a teenager, and I didn't know how to express them properly. So I was like shouting them, and bless my parents. I was shouting a lot of emotion towards them. And yeah, we had a big argument with my dad. And at that time, I was not out to him, I mean, to my parents. So I think I had a lot of anger against myself, because I was not loving myself enough. And I think I was projecting on them because kind of they didn't create this safe space for me to be myself, obviously unconsciously, and I'm not blaming them and stuff, but I think that's what the anger came. And then we had a fight. I can't remember for what, but I started to shout to him like, "You don't love me," and he was like, "Yes, yes." I was like, "Well, say it then." And I was like literally shouting to him like, "Tell me you love me," and he couldn't say it because my dad has a bit of a struggle, and I think a lot of men and dads have struggles to express their emotion. And so I was looking for this, validation. It was like, "Tell me you love me." And obviously it was a big drama and stuff. And actually we had this conversation I think a few months ago. I was like, I apologized to him, saying like as a teenager I was a bit, difficult, and obviously I came out to him. I told him I think it came from this anger that I had with myself and towards you. I expressed it in a way that, and he was like, it's fine. He apologized to you. So a lot of healing between us, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Amazing. You said something very important that I truly believe. I think that when we love someone, when you like someone, sometimes we come down on them sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes when I feel like when some close friends, for some reason they get upset with me, they start, you know what I mean, literally come down on me. Nowadays I go like, okay, that's a sign of trust, because they trust us. They feel safe. Even they feel they are so connected with us that they still feel safe to come down on us, because they know they can go crazy like you did. They know that even though you're going to be crazy, you're going to be upset, you're going to be dramatic, but you are safe because they are the people close to you.
Exactly. They love you.
Absolutely.
So I think maybe that's why we allow ourselves to go to, to those dark places maybe, and expressing towards them some emotions. They can be a bit maybe over proportionate,
And saying, you mentioned about coming out. When the day when you came out, tell me, did something happen, or you just felt like, okay, that's the day I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna be my true self? If you can share.
So I came out late for me as a gay man, to my parents. I mean, I came out literally 3 years ago. So I was turning 30. And I think it was a turning point because, like a lot of people say, it's big gap and a big jump because you're getting 30, so you become not an adult. You are already an adult, but it's like you're not a child anymore, and I have to act as an adult. And I was putting this mask with them, so I was like playing a double life. And yes, I am an actor, but it's a job, and it's not like my daily life. I'm not acting all the time, thanks God. But I was acting with them all the time when I was going back to Belgium to see them. I was like, okay, now I have to put my straight mask and be careful of my movements, and be careful of all the stories I told them with girls to keep the same story so they don't be like, but you were with this girl. So how he helped me is like 6 months before I came out, my actually brother, which is younger than me, actually text me and say that actually he knew that I was gay because a friend told him because he saw me on an app, Grindr, and I was feeling anger against this friend because I was like, this is not his place to say that I am gay. This is me. This is my power. This is my moment. You know.
Yeah.
But then now I am grateful because this helped to open a door. But then my brother says like, you think I am a macho man and I'm not open-minded, but he say, I don't know how you kept this secret for so long, but I am here. And when you're ready, we're gonna say to dad and mom and stuff. I was shocked because I didn't know that my brother was this kind of open-minded guy, straight guy.
Wow.
And then 6 months after, so it was a bit before Christmas that, and then 6 months after, in June, I went to Belgium to see my parents, and I was so drained emotionally to hide myself and not be myself. Especially that I was living my life at the fullest in London. Everyone knew I was gay, from colleagues, from friends, from everyone. But every time I had to come back to Belgium, I was like, oh, okay, I have to put back the mask. And it came to a point I was so tired actually to play. And then I came to a point that I said to myself, you know what? I am worth it. And there is nothing wrong with me. And people love me for who I am. So if my parents don't love me, I am not a problem. They are the problems. So I came up with let's say a mindset game. I went with the worst scenarios. So I imagined the worst that could happen. So I was ready. If this has happened, I was ready to be kicked out from the house or to have screens and, drama and stuff. And then one day I woke up and I was like, this is the day. I can't do any more of this. So I said to my brother, I'm going to tell them today because I can't anymore. Having this double life, I am too tired. I'm exhausted. And he was like, are you sure? I was like, yes. And then I started with my mom because she's more open, and mostly moms are more, I think, good listener and they're gonna love you no matter what. But it can happen, and then sometimes it's the opposite. So I text her because she was at work, and I was like, what are we doing tonight? Because I have something to tell to you and dad. She was like, oh my God, wow, what's happening? And obviously she went like dramatic. I was like, what's happening? Like, are you sick? You want to tell her? I was like, no, I am fine health-wise. I don't have any health problems, but I need to tell you something that has been there for years and stuff. But then she was asking me so many questions. I was like, I need to tell her, even if it was on text. So I started with her, and then she was like, you are my son. It's fine. Of course, I imagine you with a woman, so the traditional image of a couple and stuff. But I was like, I don't care. It's like, okay, let's see, now you're dead. And I was like, yeah, this is the hardest part. So I was like, I'm gonna tell him like straight away. I'm not gonna do like turning around the subject. So I was like in the living room, and I was like, okay, Dad, I need to tell you something. Mom, I told her this morning, and actually Nicolas, my brother, knew from 6 months ago, but I am gay. So I literally did that. And I was like, this is killing me since years. I've been suffering inside, but now it's too much. And yes. And I was like, wait, I was like, and then it was silent. I was like, is it a good thing, bad thing? I was like, of course, it's a bit of a shock. But he said the same to my mom. He's like, "You are my son." I was like, oh, "Okay." And nothing's gonna happen. You okay? I was like, what you were thinking? I was like, I don't know. You're gonna kick me out. You're gonna, I don't know, be crazy. And it was like, do you think we are in movies and stuff? I was like, so I was thinking I became dramatic, and I thought they're gonna be dramatic. And I
Oh,
was like, oh wow, it went actually better than I thought. And then he said, was obviously that he's gonna need time to process
of course.
and understand. So yeah, so that's how it happened.
Oh my God, amazing. Thanks for sharing. I
Wow.
think all of us, we go through that. And actually, I'm going to share the same situation I had because it was very similar to my mom. I
Oh,
remember I was already in London and I just wake up one day. I never had this pressure on me because I've been living on my own since I was 19 years old. So I always been very independent. And I remember I said, okay, I'm going to tell her today. In the end of the day, I believe that every mom, they know their child very well. So, you know what I mean? Somehow I think she knew it. Anyway, so I started like you. I sent a message on WhatsApp and I started getting nervous. When I said to her, I said, Mom, are you available to talk? And I said, oh, don't reply, don't reply, don't reply. And she replied like 5 minutes. Oh, yes, yes, what's happening? Like very normal. Like, yes, what's happening?
yeah, of course.
Like, oh my God, okay. I said, Mom. So I went around like you always, Mom, do you know when we never do, when we were born, you never choose to be white, black, green, yellow? She was like, yeah, of course, I know that. Why are you saying that? I was like, and I was okay. Do you know that when you were born, we don't choose to be a girl or a boy? And she was like, oh my God, yes, I know that. Why? What's happening? What's going on? And I said to her, you know, I've been very independent. I always go after my dreams. I've been living my own for so long. She was like, my goodness, yes. What's happening? So I said to her, so I put the hot potato in her hand. So I said to her, do you have an idea what I'm talking about or I'm wrong? And she replied, her answer was the best. She said, it's about your sexuality or I'm wrong? When she said that, I picked up the phone straight away. I called her. She was laughing. She was literally laughing on the phone. She was like, oh my God, I could see you going around and never got to the point. And she said, of course, I always knew it. And I just respect you because it's your life. I knew one day we would talk. Even if you didn't talk to me, I would still appreciate because I know the person you are. And of course, you know what I mean? There's no difference, you know? And but she was laughing. She was literally laughing, like, you know what I mean? The way I was kind of trying to get it. So yes, it was kind of similar to yours as well. And that's it. And
because they see the person that we are as like, you know, we are a good person. We are not doing something wrong. And actually, it's natural since the day the humans, men were on Earth, gay, bisexual, non-binary, exist from day one. So at some point in the world, and people have to realize that you know, gods, if you believe in gods or you are religious, love us. He's actually created us, you know.
Absolutely. It's not something that you just decide to be. It's something that you
come on, you're not gonna be decided to be an outcast of the world and have all the struggles and you know.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for sharing. Beautiful. Wow. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, Yorgo, next question for you is that a dream you always had?
Oh, yes, of course. It's coming with my career as an actor and a filmmaker, is to be on a big screen and around the world and stuff. But it happened. So this dream already happened. So now I'm going further and further and further. And actually, I did a short film and I wrote it, directed, and acted in it. It's called Trigger and it's about difficult and maybe sometimes uncomfortable conversation to have with people, but it's about sexual consent. But I think this isn't very important because it happened to me. So another sharing story. It happened to me a few years ago, and during the lockdown, I've been watching I May Destroy You. So I don't know if you heard about this series. It's from Michaela Cole, and actually one of the scenes that was in the series is actually what happened to me. And this memory just came back to me with all the emotion. Obviously, I was like, it was a shit show. I was crying like all the time, and I was like, this is actually a sexual assault that happened to me, you know? Even if at that time the nurse told me that I could go to the police and report the guy, because it was very tricky. And so I decided to do this movie for a healing process for me, to be honest, first. But then I've realized that a lot of people, especially in the LGBTQ community and women, unfortunately, this happened to them a lot. But I think as gay men, we don't really talk about it because we are ashamed of it. And so I just decided to speak up. So I decided, it's like, let me use my story to maybe inspire others to feel more safe and comfortable talking about it. So we can, as first as a person, personally, and then as a community, help each other and build a safer, environment. And let's not be ashamed talking about sex and what's normal, what is not normal, what is consent, what is not consent, because consent is very large. And even if inside of a romantic relationship, you can have a form of a sexual assault. Maybe you say that this is love, so you do something that actually don't really want to do it, but because your boyfriend is asking, and it's kind of a bit forcing you. Where you say, "Oh, let's try it," and stuff. But this is not okay. If you say no, even if for love, this is actually not okay. So I'm gonna be rude. I took my balls and I decided to write this story. And so fast forward, now my movie is going through festivals. So my dream was to be on a big screen and telling story, but I didn't know that actually this will happen with my story and the movie I wrote and stuff. So Universe in Life is quite surprising because it's not exactly how you picture it sometimes in your mind, but the result is the same. So yeah, we've been with my team that I'm so grateful because this process was just magical because everyone was so kind and compassionate. And obviously they knew that was my story. So I'm so grateful to them because it was just a beautiful process, even if I was reliving a traumatic event. So yeah, my dream now is actually to make more movies with story that are gonna inspire people, in UK and around the world, because movies have the power to change, the mindset of people, change the society, the way we act, the way we think, and sometimes it's better to approach, let's say, yes, a hot topic through a movie because it's a bit lighter and it's like, oh, it's a fiction. Or sometimes it's based on a true story, but people think like, oh, it's a film, but it actually helps people to be like, oh, I didn't know that, or I went through this, and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, my dream now is to just keep doing what I'm doing and creating movies and helping other people to feel better and inspiring them.
Amazing, beautiful. Yorgo, regarding this event, traumatic event that happened to you, are you okay to talk about, or people need to watch the?
Yeah, I did a movie about it, so I'm ready to talk about it now.
If you just can talk about, just briefly say what happened, this traumatic event in your life that now, of course, used to do your film. What was this traumatic event?
So a guy removed a condom without telling me. And at that time, the PrEP was not existing. So I realized when we finished, and then even if the whole actually act itself was a bit, how to explain, it was not pleasant. And I was trying to connect with him and, play, because this is what's supposed to be in sex, but it was very forcing. And at that time I was not, enough self-confident to say like, okay, no, you don't do this. And my brain just go with it, and then we leave. So I think maybe it's like a protection from the brain. Um, so happened what happened, and then when we finished, I realized like, where's the condom? I was not seeing any condom on the floor, on the bed, on him, and stuff. And then because it was this massive, impressive guy and a bit, aggressive, and yeah, he was a bad boy. Let's be honest. Let's put it there. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna leave and stuff. So the next day, I was like, I need to go to the sexual clinic, just to be sure, because I tried to, reliving the scene, and I was like, no, maybe it's me, maybe it's me, maybe I'm exaggerating and stuff. But I was keeping trying to see where was the condom in my, brain and vision. I was like, you know what, let me not take a risk. So I went to the sexual clinic, and it's actually the nurses told me this is actually sexual assault, and actually it's called stealthing. And now I don't know if you heard on the news, it's getting a bit more out there that more countries now actually punished legally, because before it was not a lot of countries. So now actually Canada just released a law saying that stealthing is actually a criminal offense, and then you go to jail if you report it. UK already did that because the nurse told me, but I didn't know. But I was like, I am not a victim, because the society, is when you say you're a victim, you have always the shame, the blame, and stuff. So I was like, I'm not gonna go through that. And I was not out to my parents, so I was like, I don't want they're gonna ask me question why I went to the police, because this, when you go to the police and stuff, you can't really hide it, because it's very big. So I was like, I'm not going through that. So I put this memory back in there. But then the brain, can't keep all those memories, and especially traumatic memories. They always come back at some point. And I got triggered. That's why I call my movie Trigger. And I'm actually talking now more to people about like trigger can take different forms. It can be a word, it can be an object, it can be a situation, it can be a person that literally remind you something, but you will not understand straight away that it's actually reminding you what happened in the past. But is your body's going to react to it, or you're going to feel certain type of emotion and you don't know why? But it's actually because your body just remembers what it felt like in the past, and this situation, this object, this person just literally triggers you. And then the healing process starts. It's a long process, and everyone is different. And I use, for me, doing the movie, because I am a creative, and I found that I had a lot of obviously support from people, and a lot of people from the film industry that I know. They was like, I think this can be a powerful movie if you do that. And we don't really see those kind of movie and subjects, because it's a bit like, we talk about sex, and especially between two gay men, it's like, we don't want to really see that on, in the movies. But I am glad I'm doing it, even if it's maybe sometimes uncomfortable for some people to talk about it or to see my movie. But what came out positively is like, I have a lot of people who came to me via Instagram or after the screening of my film. They say, thank you so much for sharing your story in this movie, because it happened to me too. And so they feel heard, and they feel like this is valid what happened to them. And that's why I feel now is like, yes, I was a victim of a sexual assault, but I shouldn't be ashamed of it. The person who did it should be ashamed, not me,
Absolutely.
So,
Thanks so much for sharing this traumatic event in your life. And of course, as you said before, I'm sure you're helping a lot of people to not feel ashamed, to be brave, to talk about, to, if they need to take some action as well, why not? So I think it's very powerful what you said now, and what you're doing as well, because in a way, as you said, you are healing. It's a process of healing, and you are doing that, for the audience, for the people, but deep inside you are doing to yourself. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So, amazing. Thank you very much. Next question, Yorgo, let's do it. Next question for you is, what is the weirdest dream you ever had? weirdest dream.
The weirdest dream. I mean, that I dream or that I wanted this happening in real life?
No, you dreamt. You dreamt.
Oh my God. Okay. This dream was super weird. So I was a child, and you see, I still remember because it's so weird and still don't understand this dream. So I was swimming in a swimming pool. And I was like, enjoying it. I was I was by myself. Okay. I don't know. I think I was like 10 years old in this dream. And I was actually 10 years old when I was dreaming this. And at some point, a crocodile appeared in the swimming pool. And I was like, and he was obviously a talkative crocodile, so he could talk. So I was like, hi, crocodile, what are you doing here? And he was like, no, I'm enjoying swimming like you and stuff. I was like, oh, cool. And then he asked me, I was like, oh, can I ask you a favor? I was like, yeah. What do you want? He was like, oh, can I cut your arm and stuff? And me, I was like, this is really so weird. And I was like, yes, of course, yeah, take my arm. So I gave my right arm, and then he obviously bite him and cut it. And then the swimming pool started obviously to become full of blood. But I was not scared. And
Wow.
then I woke up and I was like, this is strange. And then I say to my parents, this dream was like, oh my God, what kind of dream you had? I was like, it's like a horror movie. But then she was like, dreams have meanings and stuff. And, some people are very good to how translate and stuff. But then she was like, oh, let me ask someone that she's into dreams and the meanings. And she was like, when you see blood, especially a lot of blood, it's not actually bad. It's actually good. I don't remember the good one, but she was like, this is a good sign of something, actually. It's the opposite of the dreams. I think that's why I felt good and not scared of it. Interesting.
It's very interesting. Yes, it's very interesting. I remember as well. I was already in London, and I remember I called my mom one day that I was dreaming with I was in a river and the water was very dark. The water was very dirty. It wasn't clear water, and I was a bit worried. I was like, "Mom, I had this dream," but it was a bit strange because the river was so big, but the water was really, really dark and was brown. You know what I mean? Like the color of the sand was brown. I couldn't see anything. And she was like, no, actually it's a good thing, actually, because if you dream with clear water, that's something not very good. But when you dream with water, the water is very dirty, it's not very clear, it's a good thing. And I was like, oh my God, that's interesting. I was worried. And I called her straight away, I talked to her. And she was like, no, actually it's a good thing. Saying that, you have no idea. But when I started doing the magic box, I wasn't doing the interviews yet. I was literally organized the questions. I was organized everything. And I had a dream that I was literally walking the mud. Can you imagine? I was literally walking the mud. It was so hard and difficult for me. The water was very heavy. The water was very brown, and I couldn't can you imagine? Before I started, I was like, oh my God. And I remember mentioning to her as well.
Because it's like, what does it mean? Should I do this?
Yeah.
Should I not do this?
Yeah. And so it makes sense. I think sometimes, as they say as well, back in Brazil, remember as a child, sometimes if I had a dream with someone dead, someone died, my mom said, no, actually they're gonna have a lot of life. They're gonna have a lot of years of life when you dream with someone is dying for some reason or is
exactly.
dead.
It's the opposite, because I had this dream. I don't know if you heard about it. When you lose your teeth, all your teeth, is actually someone is gonna die.
That's bad.
And it actually happened to me that I dreamt twice of this dream, and 2 people died after it.
You see,
like that was someone from the family, but not like close, and I think a friend of my parents from far distant, and I was a child and I was crying, this is my fault, I killed them and stuff. And it was like, no, it's just a dream, and it's like it had to happen. You just have maybe
intuition.
Like I think my dad has a power, because he dreamt of, when he's dreaming of a dark dog coming from a it's like a hole, and it was like, this is strange because this dark black dog is coming towards him, and he feels weird, and then when he wakes up he was like, something's gonna happen, someone died.
It's actually again the same similarity thing. I had a dream with like if you go to dentist or anything connected with your teeth, dentist or anything, and once I had a dream with the same thing. I was dentist. I was in London again, and I told my mom about it. I said, "Mom, I'm a bit no word, but in the back of my mind, I had this dream about going to the dentist and everything." She said, "No, don't worry. Sometimes not. It's not people related to you can die. It could be someone that's maybe you know or someone who crossed your life." Babe, guess what? After a few weeks, a lovely girl from the hotel I was working, she passed away. And I remember literally having like a breakfast, talking to her in the canteen, like about Brazil. She was Italian actually, and she's been to Brazil. So we were talking like for a few seconds. She also worked in different departments. So you just cross each other like in the canteen and start talking. When she realized I was from Brazil, it was like, oh, I've been to Brazil before. And we met like 3-4 times in our break. And I couldn't believe when I find out after a few weeks. And I was like, and straight away my mind got about the dream I had. So, you know what I mean? So yes, I think dreams sometimes, it can say a lot. Sometimes you need to watch. Watch out about our dreams, and sometimes there's always a meaning behind.
And sometimes what you have to release, and it's super strange. Sometimes I was writing my dreams and trying after Google it, was like, what does it mean that? And I was like, okay, interesting. Like, I really believe in dreams and the power of dreams and
to be honest, I don't go too much into details because I'll be thinking all the time.
It's
just about it's just about the thing that I grew up, about the dentist, about the water, these kind of things, you know what I mean? Just that related to my childhood, that sometimes when I dream it, I go to my mom and say, Mom, I had this dream, blah, blah. But if I go into too much, I'm like, oh my God, I've got a bit paranoid thinking about that.
Exactly. I think it's just to find a balance in life. Okay, this dream happened, and maybe if you want, you can Google it and say, okay, you meant that. Maybe you're gonna find the meaning helpful. Sometimes, like I don't know why happened in this dream, but it's stay in unheard, but still maybe be open to be like, okay,
absolutely, I agree. Next question. Before the next one, tell me, what was the most difficult thing for you when you moved to London? The most challenging parts was the first time that you've been living on your own, away from your family, or not?
No. In Belgium, I moved to Brussels to study.
I see.
So I was already out of the parent house, but I was living with flatmates and stuff. But obviously, I was still in the same country, so it was easier stuff. But
So for you, what was the most challenging part for you to adapt yourself to the new city, London, to the new country, new language, and also what do you like the most about living in London?
So for me, the most challenging part was, as you say, is the change of culture and the language, even if I knew English before coming to London, because I studied at school and then university, so I was fine with the language. What I was difficult was obviously in the beginning the accents of all the Brits, the British people. So like when an Irish was talking to me, then someone from Sussex, then a Welsh, I was like, oh my God, why I don't understand them. But now I understand them very well, and I like to make jokes of them because they make jokes of accents. So it's like, you have accents too, so let me do some jokes to you too. And I think to be honest, now I escaped Belgium. So I think trying to find myself in London, and in the beginning I knew only 2 people, so it can be very lonely to move to another country by yourself. And then especially that London is like, for me, is like New York in America. It's very impressive. It's a lot of people. It's very like business mindset. People are like running, and then you have to work, because if you don't work, that kind of you're gonna be on the street because the system here, the support system, the social system is not like in Belgium and France, for example. This actually is very good. Um, so I was like, it's very scary, but I am very grateful because I actually am very ambitious and I take action. And I think it was just the kick in my ass, as we say, to do what I came to do here. And then even if personally, I'm very grateful for the city and the people because they are so open-minded, that about obviously my sexuality, but then also to accept myself as an immigrant. Because what I've realized actually recently, I was an immigrant in my own country, Belgium, because I always had people telling me like, oh, but you're not real Belgian, you're not really from Belgium. And I was confused by that because I was like, yes, I am. I was born here. I have a passport, and I'm like, I speak French. Hello. Yes, I am Greek Italian, but it doesn't mean I'm not from Belgium. So it was not racism. I think it was like people not realizing sometimes those comments can hurt people because you actually make them confused about their identity and they are not from this country. But you know, we're gonna die. It's not your country. So I hate when people's like, it's my country. It's not your country. You're gonna die. Okay. So, so I have, when people are very patriotic, I have a bit of a problem because I was like, this is not your country. Okay. This is not our country. We are here temporary. We are actually guests on Earth and in those countries. So anyway, that's another subject. But when I came here, I was struggling with like obviously my accent in English. I was like very shy, and I was kind of like scared to speak in English in front of them because like they're gonna make fun of my accent and stuff. Then with acting, actually, I was trying to get a British accent so I could be booked for TV shows and stuff. But my first agent that signed with me, I explained that I was like, yeah, I'm going to take classes to get the British accent and stuff. It stopped me. It was like, yo, I'm stopping you here. Why I'm signing with you is because you are not British. I have enough British. It's like you live here. There are like millions of people here. And there are a lot of British actors. You are special. You are unique. You are original. Your accents and where you're from, and especially you're from Belgium, you're Greek Italian, that's what makes you stand out from the crowd. Like, yes, maybe you're not gonna get like 10 auditions every week, true, but you are niche, so it means that when you're gonna get a role, it's gonna be a really good role, and we're gonna see you. You're not gonna be like painting in the background. But this took me a while to really understand, and now I think the fact that I came back to my parents, I think now it just opened the gates and be like, you know what? You everyone. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna live my life, and I'm proud of who I am. I am proud of my accent because actually I have a skill that a lot of people don't have. I speak another language, and I can act in other language too. So now I use it in my strength, and I play with it, and I can see actually I'm getting a project and people want to work with me more and more, and sometimes I don't have to do anything. The projects are coming to me.
Amazing.
It's because I'm owning myself. I'm owning my skills, my talent, and be like, yeah, this is me. And then if you want to work with me, amazing. If you don't want to work with me, no problems. There are a ton of jobs, and there are actually 7 billions on Earth, so we don't have to agree. We don't have to like each other. This is fine. But it takes time, this. So if people are listening, it takes time to come to this. And I'm still working on myself. And I think until the last day we are on Earth, we are working on ourselves.
Absolutely.
Heal and to, self-improvement, self-love, self-confidence, self-care. But it takes time. And I think as a game, and it takes a bit more time and maybe more challenging sometimes because we have a lot of things to deal with. Since we were born.
Absolutely. Good. Next question for you is, are you a cat or a dog person? And if you could be an animal, which one that would be and why?
I am a cat person because I have a cat. Where is she? Oh, she's sleeping. Sorry, guys. She's sleeping so. Ah, yeah, maybe she's in the bathroom. But I love animals. I am really connecting with animals. I'm like, my inner child is always crying when I'm around animals. So if I was an animal, I think, I don't know, I like to be like a lion because it's very majestic and powerful, but also very beautiful. It's a big cat, actually.
Yeah.
When we think about it, this is a big cat, you know, so it's very cuddling and love, but also is very protective. Is the king, the king of the savannah in Africa and stuff. And I feel the same, that I'm a king. We are all kings and queens, so, and gods and goddesses. We just have to accept it, that we have this power, and what I'm feeling is, in my life, in my obviously career, I am building my empire, and that's why I say to people, it takes time to build an empire like Rome. So just watch. I'm getting more powerful day after day.
Hey, good, very good. Next question. Next question for you is, what things do you consider to be relationship deal breakers?
Really good question. A lot of recent work on myself, because I am single, but I've realized I had some commitment issues in the past, and that's why I was actually more single in my life than to be in a relationship. So I made a list, actually, what I want in a relationship, what I don't want in a relationship. And for me, what is a deal breaker is being disrespectful, actually trying to change the person and controlling. I had toxic relationship when that was the main thing, is the controlling and changing. It really affect me, myself, you know, confidence and stuff. But now I see the red flags from very far, and they actually don't approach me, those type of guys. The moment you want to try to change someone, this is a red flag, guys. It's like, no, this is not love. You love the person for who is the person, like for everything. If you want to change someone, it's like, then buy a puppet or whatever, I don't know. You know what I mean? What I say is racist for me, like, let's say I'm gonna say more being ignorant in a lot of areas, meaning with races, with disabilities, with a lot of stuff. I'm gonna say, being a kid is like, just get out, you know, like you. Yeah, I think this is the most deal breakers for me, is the disrespecting, trying to change the person, and then being so ignorant, yeah, not being open-minded and accepting the people for who they are.
See?
Yeah,
I think, as you said, I totally agree. I think for you to build someone, they need to accept. The first thing is to accept the way you are. They like you the way. I think that's why the connection started, because they literally they spotted you the way you are. They got you, like you're being yourself. So why to try to change afterwards if you already know who I am? You know what I mean? It makes sense.
It's a great feeling, like in a positive side of it, when someone is there for you, love for you. Literally, you can be vulnerable, no filters. This is so much powerful. Like, you can be yourself, and someone is literally loving you for being you. And it's actually true love. So if you meet this person and this person is giving this, guys, don't push them away, as I did in the past. Yeah, but now it happened because I had to realize that now. So
absolutely good. Work in progress, as you said. Always.
Working in progress all the time.
Next one, let's do it. Okay, Yorgos from Belgium. Next question is, what was your worst wardrobe mistake?
Wardrobe mistake. Oh my God. Maybe skinny jeans. Because they are not very comfortable, let's be honest. But I wanted that people just look at me for attention, but they were not comfortable. So now I prefer to have a bit more space between some parts of my body, let's say.
Very good, very good. I think all of us we try to fit sometimes in a way just to to get the attention or to for people to look at it and find different or beautiful. There's always something behind.
Exactly. Oh yes.
3 questions left for you. Let's do it. Right, before the next question, can you share a moment in your career that maybe you forgot the line, maybe something went really wrong, something that you go like, my God, I can't believe that situation happened to me through my career, or funny, or something interesting you can share?
Okay, this is a good question. I think, I swear, there was a very emotional, I don't really remember which project I was on, but there was an emotional scene, and yes, I forgot the line, but instead I was like, oh, I forgot the line. I swear, I think I say the line, then everyone started to laugh because I was very emotional, and I say, and then I was like, oh my God, sorry, so sorry, I shouldn't swear. And then this is like, oh my God, we have to go back to this emotional scene and stuff, But, we are humans, this is the beauty of it, it happens.
And for you, when you need to memorize your, your words or your text, how there is a mechanism that you use, or you easily can do anytime?
So actually now I took a lot of classes from different acting approach, different teachers and stuff, and I think it's very good. I think as an actor, or even I think in general in life, is to train with different people and stuff, and then actually you choose the one you prefer, if you agree. But what works for me is to first not try to memorize the lines straight away. Is actually trying to find like, okay, this character is going through that, going through the emotions of the character, really going to detail the story. I was like, okay, this is a story of, I don't know, a single guy who just broke up with his boyfriend, where we are in the flat where they were living together. So it's literally, we call it the preparation, and before starting memorize the line, because actually knowing what's happening in the scene and the journey of my character, then actually the lines actually then sticks a bit better, because I know where I'm emotionally, I know where I'm going. So, and what I've learned to is to not try to say every word perfectly. I always try to make it my own, but obviously trying my best to say the same words. But if I change 1 or 2 words, but the meaning is still there, it's what matters, because it's going to come from me, Yorgo. So it's going to sound and look more authentic on screen. And this is actually what directors and us as audience want to see. We want to see authentic, why we are crying or why we are laughing, why we are obsessed when we see movies, because we feel those emotions, because they're actually real emotions. Obviously, as an actor, we tune into our emotions, but through the character. I don't know if it makes sense. So I've realized that actually how to be, as we say, good actor. Of course, it's always work in progress, and you can always be better and better. But it's to be myself through this character. So living the situation like I would live it, but I am saying the lines of this character, and I'm dressing up, and I'm physically acting like this character, but it's actually me actually reacting to this.
Amazing. Good one. Next question is, share with us a crazy story that happened to you when you were a child at school. Crazy or fun?
No. I remember now. As a child. So I was already a performer. And yeah, when you're a child and you dance, you know, act and stuff, you got bullied a bit because obviously those kids can target you and say like, oh, it's different. So we had obviously the show of the end of the year and stuff, and I think that was the moment I realized that I loved performing being on stage. And my teacher was just like, I started to make the show. I put it. It was like a disco act, so we had wigs like, you know, like silver and blue and stuff, and I was in my element. And I was like doing all the movement and stuff. And that's the moment when some teacher told me like, you should go to dance classes or acting. You are a performer. You have this in you. I was like a showman. I was like, people were telling me I stole the show and stuff. And even if my parents now we laughing about it because they say, yeah, since you were a child, there was a stage. Even if on holidays in a hotel, I was going on the stage and dancing and be like, you know, being a showman, you know. But actually, this is coming from my dad because he's a showman. He loved Elvis and Greek music. And every time he put those music, he's literally sometimes dancing on tables, you know. And then I realized actually this craziness is coming from him actually.
There is a vein connected.
Yes.
2 questions left for you, Yorgo. Let's do it. Okay, but before the next question, people watch the interview right now. Would you like to start a career as an actor? Would you like to follow their passion? What would be your best piece of advice?
To be yourself and to actually be different. So if you feel you are different from all the actors you see on screen, this is actually your power, and this is what gonna make you stand out. So spot your differences, make them your strength. If you feel you have weaknesses, actually turn them in your strength. And have fun, because I know it can feel and sound scary because sometimes you have a lot of cameras on you, and if you're in a big production, and then you have people judging you, and it's a lot. And there is a lot of rejection on a daily basis when, you know, you audition, you don't get the role, blah 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 and stuff. But remember, why you're doing this is because of the joy, and life is about having fun, having and being joyful. So always remember when you are you know, you're not in doubt or you're not sure, and you have this inner saboteur voice telling you can't do this, be like, no, I can do this, and I'm gonna have fun. The moment your mindset is actually focusing on having fun, you're actually doing a great job. And people around you on set will see, and they will like, oh my God, I love it. It was funny. There was like emotional. I was like stuff, you know. Have fun, be yourself, really. I know a lot of people say that, and people is like, yeah, but I have to have this accent. I have to do martial arts. I have to, I don't know, speak 4 languages. It's like, no, this is not true. A lot of actors don't have all those skills and are still, you know, getting roles and stuff because they know who they are, and they make and why they're special, and they just highlight it, and people just really came to them. And then, yeah, they learn other skills on the way. And I'm learning now. I became a filmmaker, so I learned to write, I learned to direct, and I've realized that I love directing now. I love directing actors because I realized that as an actor, the director has to have some compassion and empathy. So I think the best directors apparently in the world are the former actors or actors, because we understand each other. So yeah.
I understand your point, and I think be yourself, it can open a lot of doors, because as you said, the directors, they can spot that straight away because they got so much used to the business that when they see something unique, different, and they're gonna spot it. And as you said, it's going to be your best, you know what I mean, way of
Yes, we
acting, of
spot
being.
people that are unique and special.
Yeah,
Even
absolutely.
if on a daily life, you go to a
Yeah, yeah,
party, you're gonna spot people. Oh my God, I love the way he's dancing. Oh, I love his
yeah,
confidence. I love his outfit. I love them. We spot them all the time. It's just because they are owning themselves and they're like, they don't give a, sorry, don't give a about what people think.
absolutely,
And we are drawn to them,
absolutely. Next question for you is, what is your favorite place in the entire world and why?
Oh my God. There are so many places. Like I went to Brazil. Love Brazil. I went to a lot of places in Brazil because I did 3 weeks. I love the Caribbean. I love Thailand. Oh my God, this is very, very difficult. You know what? I'm gonna answer this. I like to be in nature in the world. So actually can be anywhere. I'm gonna say that.
You are so clever. Answered very well. Very good. Ready for the last one?
Let's do this.
Last question. Yorgo, but before the last question, as you mentioned, something very important in the beginning about this traumatic event that happened in your life that now you're using to, you know what I mean, to heal yourself, but at the same time as well to, you know what I mean, to help people there, to show the people.
Look, the t-shirt I made to be a survivor. I don't know if you can read it that way.
Just put a little bit up, like this. Survive. Yeah, I can see now. Amazing.
Survivor. So it's actually, I pushed myself to actually do some merch out of my film, but I was like, I don't want to just do merch to make a business out of it and stuff. But then a friend was like, but maybe you can do some quotes and statements related to the film, and then this can be related to so many other topics. So it's gonna, people will be like, oh yeah, I want to wear this. So I came up with actually for now 3 statements that is actually linked to my story, linked to the film, but it can be linked like survivor. I am a survivor of sexual assault. Yep. But you can be a survivor of a lot of other traumatic events. So absolutely. Actually, I'm launching my merch, so it's going to be available on the website of the film, shortfilmtrigger.com, and then I will send you the link, and then people can actually order it. And this is sustainable, by the way. This is actually, they call it made by order, so it means I don't have any stock at home, so I'm not wasting anything, because I was like, I need to be eco-friendly because I believe in that and trying to do something. So yeah, that's it.
All right. So my question to you is, I would like you, if you could, again, for people watching the interview, that maybe they went through the same traumatic event as you did, or maybe they are going right now, maybe they are facing that right now, or in a relationship, or maybe, in some lovers that they have, or anything. Yeah. What would be your best piece of advice for them to face the situation right now they are literally facing?
To actually ask for help, and if they think this is their fault, no, it's not your fault. Ever, 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 So take the courage to talk to someone that you trust and explain what happened or what's happening, and then seek for help, because this is not love, this is not trust, this is not healthy. Get out of the situation right now, okay? And you are worthy of much more. We are all worthy of love, Absolutely. So you have to love yourself first, because this is the most powerful thing you can do to yourself, is loving yourself first and then loving someone else. But yeah, my advice would be like, speak up and don't let it go in here and in here and think like maybe it's me, it's not you. You are not the problem.
Again, you're not alone. There's always someone,
You're not alone.
a good example. There's always someone maybe facing the same story, or maybe already did as you did in the past. So you never know. Talk about, listen, look for help, or even if you don't have the strength, go nowadays internet. There are so many things that can help you. So find a way. There's always a way.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Very good. Last question for you is tough question, very difficult.
Okay.
If your plane was going down, and you could call just one person to say goodbye, who that would be and why?
Oh, I'm gonna say my dad.
Oh, that's sweet. Tell me why.
Because we've been through a lot together, and I know this is very difficult for him, because obviously the generation he was born in, I think like your parents, a lot of our parents, they had this, how to say this, stereotypes and ideas, how to live our lives.
Right,
and
the society voice,
yeah, so they just repeat them, and then we come to life, and we are just literally being a earthquake for them, because it's like, no, I don't feel that, and I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, I want to do this and stuff. So yeah, we were talking a bit more, and I can see he's healing in himself too. And we are talking about, like, I say to my dad, I went through a sexual assault. So can you imagine having this conversation with your dad?
Ooh.
It happened.
Oh,
but
wow.
obviously the first time I said it was like before I was doing the movie. I was literally preparing to do the movie, but I had to tell him before making the movie, is like, that I'm making a movie, but the story is about me and having the sexual assault. So I need to tell you what happened. And it was obviously shock and got triggered, and then it was like, I don't want to know the details, but I want to know the details, so give me a bit of time. But it happened during the evening. It actually is like, no, actually I want to know everything, even if it's going to be very hard to obviously listen. But then he asked me, he was like, but why are you making a movie? Why you make it public? I was like, because it's going to help me first, and it's going to help other people. You see, because now I'm talking to people, and I realized that I am not alone. It's actually happening quite a lot. I mean, this is not normal. And it was like, yeah, but you're not Brad Pitt. You don't have this power to... And I was like, yes, I have this power. Even if it's one person or two person, I will change them life. They will feel like they are not alone, And but now the conversations changed, because actually my film got selected to 2 film festivals in UK and 1 in Germany. So I'm going to Germany in October to have the German premiere of my film. It's very weird to say that, but I won an award in the UK. So I show him the award that I won as Best International Film, and he cried.
Wow.
But my mom actually told me he cried. He didn't tell me. But I was like, fine, I still know. And then he sent me a message. He was really proud of me and stuff. But the fact that he cried about I won with my film, with my story, this is, I mean, the best. I can't ask for more, actually, This is the best award, actually. So I will call him and say thank you for everything, and thank you for being understanding and trying to open your mind and change your pre-concept of the generations before you, and create this relationship with me.
Beautiful. What's his name?
It's called, so it's Manoli, where we call it Manu, or we could call it Emmanuel. His full name is Emmanuel.
I'm just gonna say Manu in a very French accent. Manu, your son is very proud of you. Very, very proud. He loves you a lot. Beautiful. I can see his eyes. Beautiful. Okay, Yorgos, not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words, and you just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. Okay.
Okay. Oh my God.
So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game. Family,
Love,
money,
success,
life.
fun,
One word for love.
myself,
One word for sex.
pleasure,
Pleasure. Politics.
bullshit.
Religion.
Cat this.
Religion.
Religion. This one is difficult because I believe in God, but I am struggling with the religion and how people use the religions. So how can I say, like, struggle? Okay, I'm gonna say struggle.
One word for fear.
Best friend.
I like that. Friendship.
Soulmates.
Desire.
Desire. Oh, desire. Envy.
Regret.
Learning.
One word for
lesson.
One word for success.
Happiness.
Wish. One word for wish.
I wish. Dream.
How about happiness? One word.
Life.
One word for Belgium.
Multicultural.
One word for London.
Ambitious.
One word for acting.
Healing.
One word for filmmaker.
Storyteller.
And the last one now, trigger, the name of your movie.
Therapeutic.
Beautiful, beautiful. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friend, tell me the most beautiful thing about Yorgo, and tell me something that he still needs to work on, to improve on. What your best friend would say?
We're doing some psychology here, but I like it. So my best friend will say that I am kind, a loving person, a good listener, talented, ambitious, caring, loving, amazing, beautiful, inspiring. And what he has to work on is self-confidence and self-love a bit more, getting there a bit more, not being too much affected by people or what they think, what they say. Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking. For now, that's actually what I'm working on.
And if I would ask your dad to define yourself in one positive word and one negative word, what your dad would say?
My dad would say I am ambitious.
Okay.
And my dad would say in a negative way, like I can say like a dreamer, because I think he see that as a negative things, like you live in the clouds and you're not on earth. But I told him that dreams are goals And I think now we see that every dreams I'm telling them, they are literally coming to life day by
Amazing.
day.
Beautiful, beautiful. Let's play now Yorgo and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. But before that, let's play the music one more time. Let's do it. Okay, you can ask me a question now.
Okay, my question is, because I love Aladdin, and I thought I was a prince, an Arabic prince in my past life. I am the genie of the lamp, and I'm asking you, if I was the genie of the lamp, and I grant you 3 wishes, what would be those 3 wishes?
Beautiful.
So
I
it's
love.
one question with 3.
I love the question. Okay. Let me put
Wait, some rules. You can't kill someone, or you can't. This is what they say. Well, you say that you can't kill someone, you can't bring back someone from death, and you can't make someone love you. You can't force someone to love you.
Oh, I'm relieved because didn't cross my mind that. So it's good.
You know? Good.
Okay, the first wish would be for me to actually no, this I'm already living this dream. It was something connected to Magic Box, but I'm already living this dream, so I'm gonna use for something else. Okay, I would like to the first wish is I've got a godson in Montreal in Canada. Is my godson, and my first wish would be for me to be able to see him more often than I am, because he's far away. So if I could live the same city, or I could see him more often. More frequent. Yeah.
Wish granted.
Perfect. Second one. Okay, I'm gonna think about something more like about the words. The second wish would be if everyone in the world, closed-minded people, could open their minds for somehow. You don't need to understand. You don't need to agree. You don't need, even if it's different for you. It doesn't come out as a normal thing for you. But respect, and just let pass by. Just respect. I think that would be my second one.
Grand wishes.
The third one as well. Okay, it came to my mom now. My heart. I'd like to have my mom around me, like more than it is right now. She's far away. She's in Brazil. I would love to have my mom, like, and that's one of my wishes in life, be able to give her to everything I can, you know what I mean, to give a lot of like travels. She can travel a lot, she can live her life, she can
give
travel
back what she gave you.
Give back everything she gave me, and also to let her get to see a lot of the words, you know what I mean, a lot of the world. That the world is so big, and she lives back in Brazil. Like her to see like the words, you know what I mean, to explore the words. You know what I mean, even if I'm not by her side, but she can like travel a lot. So that's what's my the third wish for sure.
Your 3 wishes were granted.
Hey! Yorgo, thank you so much. Did you like the interview?
Thank you. It was really a very open conversation, and you have this power, what I say in the beginning, to make people, in ease, talking about, some subject and stuff. Obviously, I am now more vulnerable and comfortable talking, but obviously it helps when the person in front of you, are very open and a good listener, and, not try to have some judgment or, question about it, and just acknowledge it. So thank you actually for obviously asking me to be on this lovely podcast show interview. Soon it will be on TV. I'm giving you an idea. I told you to make it like in London, you can actually do in-person interviews,
Yeah, that's what I'm working on now. Now there's different projects as well, like based on this one. But yes, thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you very much for being so open, and also talking about, your challenges moment in life. And as I said before, it helps people out there. I think, as you said, it's about healing, but at the same time as well, it's about helping. And I think that
healing yourself. While you're healing yourself, you're healing others at the same time. Sometimes we don't know in it.
Yes, absolutely. Sometimes we have no idea, we don't know. But just as you said, if you are helping at least one person watch this interview, or just through your movie, you already won the biggest prize just because of that. Because you made us a life, a better life for somebody else in the world. So I think that's the good part of it.
Exactly.
Before you go, if you can share a positive message, something that inspires you in life.
Yeah, I'll just say to you, I have this as my tattoo, is live your dreams, don't dream your life.
Amazing. Very good.
Meaning, take action, just make it happen, don't have any regrets, just do it. Do it. If it's here, you can put it out there and make it real.
Absolutely. Totally agree. Thanks so much. It was a pleasure. And you keep in touch. I see you in London sometime. My God, we're in the same city.
This is true. Okay, let's have a coffee then.
Absolutely. Yes, I talk about. I'm more interested to do a little bit more about your beautiful project. Okay.
And me too. I can't wait to see what's going to be next for you too.
Thank you so much. Keep in touch. Regards to your family, to your friends, and we keep in touch. See you soon. Okay, sometime.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.